Well, we made it. We made it to the 2023 NFL Draft. And this video, I don't expect to do well at all, but it is just my final thoughts on what I think the Detroit Lions are going to do specifically in the first round. As the first round approaches, I think that the Detroit Lions, a couple things are going to happen. And I think it all depends on what the Houston Texans are going to do. Now, it comes out that, shout out to my guy, the Dern, and I heard this from other places as well, that the Houston Texans may pass on CJ Stroud because he shares the same agent that Deshaun Watson shares, and their relationship is quite sour. So because of that, they may pass on CJ Anderson. And if that is the case, I hope nothing but bad things happen to the Houston Texans, because that's just dumb. We're all grown men. We can move past things when it comes to things that don't have to do with this other person. So if somebody did something to me and they had a friend and that friend didn't do anything to me, I don't have an issue with their friend unless their friend does something to me. Then we got a problem. But this is stupid to me. So if they do that, then that's on them. And they do take Will Anderson. If they take Will Anderson, I think the Detroit Lions at that point will start to entertain calls about moving back, specifically with the Philadelphia Eagles. And if the Houston Texans do not take Will Anderson Jr. and he's there at the Arizona Cardinals, then I think that Detroit is going to do all they can to move up and draft him to make sure he doesn't go. So if we get Will Anderson at number 3, that rules out the trade with the Philadelphia Eagles. If somebody else takes Will Anderson, then that opens up the trade with the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, under the unforeseen occurrence that he falls and falls and falls and falls, and we get him at 6, then it's a wrap. So I do not want to be Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell tomorrow, because I couldn't imagine playing this game of like cat and mouse or chicken and who's going to flinch first. You know what I mean? So that's what I think the Detroit Lions are going to do with that first pick in the first round. Now, as far as the second pick, I think the Detroit Lions are not going to take a quarterback. I think they're not going to take a cornerback. I think if Bijan Robinson is on the board, they're going to take him. Saw the kid, while not the fastest guy in the shed, he is sure a beast. He will dominate. And a lot of you are talking about DeAndre Swift and how DeAndre Swift is an asset when healthy. DeAndre Swift is on the last year of his deal. He is literally playing for a contract. It will not be with us, okay? He's playing for his NFL future right now. So he's probably going to ball out. But he got to stay healthy to do that, which is something he can't do. And if the Detroit Lions get the right offer, they will trade him. He has no value to us, especially if we take a running back. That's just the harsh nature of the business. So I think number 6 is Bijan Robinson. I'm sorry, number 6 is Will Anderson Jr. Number 18 is Bijan. That's just my thoughts. Now, as far as a quarterback and things like that, I think we could see any number of things. Offensive tackle. We still need a defensive lineman. And a lot of y'all were talking about the fact that DeAndre Swift would be better. Why give up DeAndre Swift when we know what he can do for a question mark late round pick or mid round pick? It's because Brad Holmes is fantastic with the mid rounds. St. Brown, mid round. You know what I'm saying? James Houston, mid-round. Malcolm Rodriguez, late round. Those guys were late round. So I trust a Brad Holmes mid to late round more than I trust a Bob Quinn second round. A la first round pick Jeff Okudah. A la second round pick DeAndre Swift. The best thing that Bob Quinn did for us was the offensive line. He created that wall that Jared Goff has to stand behind and throw. That was something he did for us. Outside of that, I trust Brad Holmes much more than I trust Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn. And Bob Quinn even before Matt Patricia. So that's what I think is going to happen. We still need defensive lineman Levi Onwuzurike. We don't know what he's going to do. He seems to be working his way back. And we were gashed on the run with the run last year. And outside of bringing Kaminsky back and Bucks, we haven't really done anything with that interior defensive line. So we definitely need some places there. What we're going to do, I don't know. How Brad is going to pull this thing off, I don't know. But I believe if he's offered a 4th-round pick for DeAndre Swift, he will take it in a heartbeat. That will mean we just don't have a pick in the 7th round. And once you get to the 7th round, those are really not game changers. But you can still get a solid guy in the 4th round. So DeAndre Swift on his way out, a 4th-round pick in who can contribute immediately. Look at Kirby Joseph, 3rd-round pick. St. Brown, 4th-round pick. You know what I mean? Like, he cooks in that area. Now, the 2nd-round picks with Onwuzurike and stuff like that, and Ife Melifonwu, those are, to me, his 2 biggest misses as Detroit Lions GM. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow, whatever the draft holds. I'm excited. I have not been excited ever like I am now, because this is more than the draft used to be our Super Bowl. I remember when we drafted Frank Ragnow. It was like, who? What? You know what I mean? But look at it now, paying dividends. But that was what we had to look forward to. Now, the draft is only a stepping stone to what we have to look forward to. Aaron Rodgers is gone. Even if he was there, we coming. You know, the division is ours for the taking. Look at what Vegas is saying and other media outlets are saying about the Detroit Lions. So, and we get the draft next year, so it's going to be a lot to look forward to. And I am super stoked. Probably the most excited I've been in all my time on YouTube, and really since like watching the draft when Calvin Johnson was selected. So that's what I think is going to happen. But I just want to say thank you guys for the great year thus far. We are on our way to 10,000. My goal would be to get there by Monday, which is May 1st. We're going to have a post-game show, most likely after the draft, where we'll be able to take phone calls for maybe an hour to see what you guys have to say. This channel, my goal has always been to give back to the people, to provide an outlet for the people. 97 won the ticket when Terry, and who's now on What We're Sports, and Mike Valenti, who was still on 97 won the ticket, when they were there, and they were the only outlets you had. And calling in to them was you would be on hold for 2 hours. I did it before. I was on hold for 2 hours. So anyway, the whole goal of me being on YouTube and talking to Detroit Lions was to always be about the people, phone lines, live shows. You know what I mean? So I want to be about the fan, not about a corporation. That's not who I am. That's not what I'm about. And I will never be that. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say thank you for the tremendous first year of Detroit Lions Syndicate and the first draft that I will be solo. This is my first time being solo, disconnected from any other YouTube parties. So, and I think I'm better off for it, to be honest with you. So anyway, rambling now, but I just wanted to take a moment to say on the eve of the draft, as we all gear up for a colossal task of 3 days, we will be live all 3 days. Every pick from 1 to 256 or 2, whatever it is, we will be on every single pick. So come out and support your Lions and the streams as well. I would greatly appreciate that. You guys are awesome, man. Looking forward to the rest of the offseason and this season to come, where we're expecting big things out of the Detroit Lions. And just think, if we're excited right now, what are we going to feel like 3 days from now? Come Monday morning when we wake up and our teams are set, we're off to the season. And we got 3 months to marinate on the new Detroit Lions, and I'm looking forward to that. So I will see you tomorrow. Get a good night's sleep. It's going to be a long weekend. Take care of yourself. And as always, go Lions. I will see you tomorrow at the live stream.